kayak, my mother and I, and although the water is calm and we're both wearing life jackets, I'm having second thoughts. After all, we're very far from shore, too far to swim back, and my mother is 90 years old. She had a little trouble getting into the kayak. What if it overturns? Could she push her way out and bob back to the top? I've been paddling for many years and haven't capsized a kayak yet, and the bay is smooth. This is so lovely, she says. I feel so safe with you. It's the best thing she could have said, and I stop worrying. She says, let's go to Shelter Island. Mom, I say, that's much too far, and the current's too strong. Instead, we paddle across the bay toward the point. I start to breathe in sync with my strokes. 2 strokes when I breathe in, 4 strokes when I exhale. This feels very good. My breath, my body, and the boat now feel aligned. In back of me, my mother has stopped paddling and is singing a song in French, off key. She has a greater capacity for joy than anyone I know. When we reach the point, I let the kayak drift and rest my fingers in the water, which is warmer than the air. As we return, my mother chants in my ear, I must go down to the seas again, down to the seas and sky. How does it go? I remember the first verse of the John Masefield poem, Sea Fever, and turn in the kayak so she can hear me. I must go down to the seas again, down to the seas and sky, and all I need is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. We make a smooth landing on the beach. I disembark, pull the kayak higher, and carefully help my mother out, at one point bearing all her weight, which is all of 90 pounds. Once home, I run to her computer and quickly find the Masefield poem. Suddenly, my eyes are wet. Oh, my mother would be so pleased if she could see my tears. But no, that would be cheap. I will not let myself cry when I read her the poem. That's all I ask, not a single tear. I say, here are the words of the poem. I start to read. I get through the first verse okay. Then I start on the second. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. By a wild call and a clear call, my eyes have started to fill. By all I ask, my voice is a croak, and by seagulls, I'm crying right along with them. My mother is thrilled. Oh, I'm so glad I have a daughter who can respond so deeply to poetry. I shake my head and find myself saying, no, this is dishonest. I take a deep shuddering breath and make it almost to the end of the last stanza before breaking down again. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep, and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. Snot is falling down my nose and I'm sobbing. I've suddenly seen that the poem is about life itself. Death is the quiet sleep, and because we must die, life is a trick, both in the nautical meaning of tour of duty and in the regular meaning of cheat. I want my gallant little mother to live forever. That's all I ask. What do you mean dishonest, she said. I shake my head. It's too complicated to explain. For I'm sure that in wanting to please her, I somehow manufactured those forbidden tears. Why did you say dishonest, she insists. I say, why didn't you figure it out? Her face is keen. She's up for the challenge. She wants to kayak to Shelter Island. She asks, Will you tell me if I'm right?